Hi everyone, welcome to Tech Person channel. Today I'm going to show you 10 mega machines that on another level, and I am sure some of them will get your mind blown. So let's get started.
The Bagger 293.
The Bagger 293 is a bucket wheel excavator. It's the size of an ocean liner on land.
It's kind of an abstract type of machine. It actually kind of looks like a small mobile city with a giant buzzsaw attached to the front end.
Bagger 293 is in the Guinness Book of World Records because it's the biggest land-bound machine ever.
This German giant hits the scale at a whopping 31 million pounds. That's equal to the weight of about 2,000 adult elephants, more than 2 professional football fields in length, and as tall as a 30-story building. This monster works in the coal mines of Western Germany.
What sets the 293 apart from the other machines is the sheer size of it. I mean, this machine can produce up to 12 tons of material. It's spitting out 10 mid-sized cars in a second.
The Bagger has 18 massive buckets, all working 24/7 on a wheel 70 feet in diameter. Each bucket can pick up over 15,000 pounds of material in one scoop. These massive diggers remove both the earth above buried coal seams as well as the coal itself. The machine's primary purpose is to mine for coal. Unlike most excavators, though, the Bagger doesn't just dig and load trucks. It has its own unique and economical conveyor belt system.
It is far cheaper to convey material than to truck it. A truck weighs about as much as it carries, whereas a conveyor weighs a lot less in comparison to what it can produce and can carry.
The Bagger 293 feeds miles of conveyor belts at the Hambach mine. From there, the coal is loaded onto trains and shipped to 3 local power stations. The Bagger 293 is powered by 17,000 kilowatts. It draws its juice from the very power plants it fuels with coal. Although this giant extracts enough coal to provide electric energy to several million homes, it's run by a very small team.
On this excavator, only 5 people are working, and with these 5 people in 3 shifts, that means 15 people around the clock, we produce this high capacity.
This may be a small crew, but they also have to be fit. The Bagger has more than 2,000 steps and about a half mile of walkways up to a height of 230 feet. It's not unusual for the team to walk over 6 miles during a shift.
I think there are not that many
On to a mine elsewhere. However, their maximum speed is less than half a mile per hour. A 13-mile trip can take about 3 weeks because of the challenges of crossing roads and avoiding power lines.
For more than 40 years, the twin crawler transporters at NASA's Kennedy Space Center have slowly traveled the gravel track between the massive vehicle assembly building and the 2 launch pads at Launch Complex 39. These mammoth beasts that first carried all the Apollo Saturn V rockets have since borne every space shuttle on the last earthbound leg of their journeys to space. The technology used to build these huge, reliable crawlers capable of such Herculean tasks was deeply rooted in a region where giant machines excavated and extracted veins of coal. Engineers with the Marion Power Shovel Company of Marion, Ohio, adapted the technology in the early 1960s, and their know-how has stood the test of time.
You know, one of the decisions that they had to make back then for Apollo was how to get the vehicle out to the pad, and they looked at rail and they looked at the barge, and both of those had issues. And then they finally settled on the crawler. And those guys that designed and built this thing really did a great job. It's a testament to the design and how they put it together that, you know, 50 years later, this thing is still, you know, hauling 12 million pounds around.
When they built the crawler, they overbuilt it. And that's a great thing because it's able to last all these years. You know, I think it's a great machine. I think it could last for another 50 years if it needed to. It's capable, of course, moving the shuttle, all of its parts, and the mobile launch platform. I mean, we're talking about a 12 million pounds. The vehicle itself being 6 million, you have about 18 million pounds rolling down the road.
And as might be imagined, it takes incredible power to move that mass.
All right, this is one of 2 2,750 horsepower, 16-cylinder Alco diesel engines. On the other end of these are two 1,000 kilowatt DC generators. So this engine and one just like it on the other end of the crawler, it's what makes us move. These engines have about 4,000 hours on them or so. So for a 45-year-old, really a 50-year-old engine, they're like brand new. One of the things about driving the crawler is you have to plan ahead, because obviously it doesn't turn on a dime. So you have to really be on your game, and you have to be thinking ahead about where you want to be 1, 2, 3 minutes ahead of time.
The critical nature of the long rollout to the launch pad is not lost on those who operate this huge piece of machinery.
It's very important that all of our systems function properly, safely, from the time we leave the safety of the vehicle assembly building until we get out to the launch pad. So during that 6 hours or so where we're out on the crawler way, it's pretty much it's just us, my team and the crawler, getting the vehicle out to the pad, and it's a critical time.
With the end of the Space Shuttle program in sight, soon there will be no more shuttle stacks to ferry to the launch pad. But to those who work on them, the trusty crawlers seem fully capable of moving future launch vehicles if called upon.
Seeing the shuttle program come to an end will be a sad day for us. The crawler actually has gone through Apollo and Shuttle, so it's been around for quite a long time.
Partnership has really opened up the project. We're going to be able to finish it now.
Let's remember the scale of what Project Bloodhound is actually trying to achieve. This is not just another land speed record. This is pushing back the boundaries of physics, the boundaries of human endeavour. 1,000 miles an hour, 1,600 kilometres an hour is the fastest vehicle at ground level, car or aeroplane.
What is 2 stories tall, can lift the weight of 40 cars over its head, and weighs more than a 737? The Letourneau L2350, the largest front-end loader in the world. The Letourneau Company of Longview, Texas builds these giants to load coal, gold and copper ore, and other minerals into equally giant trucks.
Well, this is a 53 cubic yard rock bucket. Again, the machine has a total hoist capacity of 80 tons. To put this in perspective, the 53 cubic yard capacity is equivalent to about 5 normal dump trucks that you might see going up and down the road.
Wheel loaders are relatively young in the Excavator family. In the 1920s, several implement manufacturers began building scoop attachments that fitted to the front of farm tractors. It wasn't until after World War II that manufacturers began making special purpose loaders. Since then, they've grown up. The Letourneau Company has a long history building front-end loaders. But this is the very first L2350 to roll off the assembly line. Near the plant, there's a test site where the machine is put through its paces.
The need for the 2350 was born from the need to load bigger trucks. The dump trucks are getting bigger and bigger. If you can move more dirt with less people, that's the name of the game.
Engineers worked for 2 years to design the 2350. Their goal was to build a machine capable of lifting 50% more than its predecessor.
Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss more videos of inventions and technology and much more. Thank you again, and see you in the next video.